welcome back to Faith, Family, and Fun Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. So y'all, how was y'all weekend? Did y'all have an amazing weekend? I hope y'all did. Hope y'all spent some time with family, spent some time with the Lord. All that good stuff. Feel free to drop it in the comments because y'all know I like checking up on y'all and y'all know I have to keep my eye on y'all, okay? I have to, all right? So y'all let me know how y'all doing. How's it going? Happy Monday. This is the beginning of the work week for many of you out there. And I'm so excited to be bringing to you some fresh reviews this week. Because y'all know I be up in these characters' business and I've been on the lookout. Been watching a lot of fun, inspiring things. So I'm pretty excited. I'm in a good place, right? But yeah, I'm very excited to be getting back to this show, Shadrach. As many of you all know, I have been reviewing this. They only have one season up right now, Great American Pure Flix. So we're keeping this in our prayers that we can get a season 2. But yes, I know I've been having to catch up on a lot of things, especially them Baxters, Kingsbury, the Baxter series. So I'm trying in the midst of the new stuff and different things and some throwbacks here and there. Y'all know I got to take y'all along with me and all that kind of stuff. And also I'm trying to catch up on different things that I left off on and I just kind of left y'all hanging. I'm like, okay, Buelow, you got to do better, girl. You got to do better. Y'all know y'all have to put your own self in check sometimes. But yeah, we are returning back to Shadrach here, and I'm very excited because this is actually the final episode of this season. So I did pretty good, okay? I did really good. We got through all 5 last year, so here we are wrapping it up. And I have to say, I'm a little bit sad. I really am, because I really did like this show. I'm gonna say I really do like this show. This would be a show that I see myself sometimes because I have moments like that when I just want to chill a little bit, when I'm not really reviewing anything, and sometimes I like to go back to the past and different things and watch some stuff that just make me laugh or things that encourage me, make me feel like Jesus is wrapping his arms around me, giving me a hug at the moment, all of that. And Shadrach for me is one of them type of shows. I've been saying it pretty much throughout every review recap that I have done, that this is a very family oriented show. And yes, a lot of different things on this channel are family friendly and different things, but this show is very special and different in its own way because I feel like we don't get this anymore. This show reminds me of a lot of shows that I used to watch growing up that people just don't really make anymore, and that's so unfortunate because we need this. We really do. I don't think people really know how much they need stuff until you actually get a little taste of it and you're like, okay. You know how sometimes you didn't even know you was really thirsty until you took that fresh cup of cold water. You're like, oh, this is refreshing. This is good. I needed this. Let me get another one, all right? And this is like that for me. I feel like Shadrach. So I was very excited to bring this show to you all. And I hope that you get a chance to watch the show if you haven't already. And even if you have, go back and watch it again and just allow yourself to soak in all of the different things that it's just the morality, the integrity, and different things that it just has in this show that I feel like we just need right now, especially with all the stuff that's going on in the world, the chaos and different things. We need to just sit back and relax and be reminded that God is in control, that he loves us, and there are certain things that we could just be grateful and appreciative about every day. Just being alive here. I am happy, okay? I'm right here talking to y'all, hanging out with y'all. This is beautiful. This is wonderful. And that's one of the things I've been reminded of this weekend with some of the things that I watched, like not taking certain things for granted. And it's so easy to do because y'all know the world be going, we be on the move, work, school, all kinds of different things like that. And sometimes you just need to slow it down, take a breather, take a walk in the park in a sense, even if you're not going there literally, but in your mind, just relax and really be still and look around and be like, wow, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. God is here. God truly does love me. And sometimes we have to just do that because it's so easy to get wrapped up in what everybody else is on, and next thing you know, you mad about something, and you're looking at what you don't have and how far you got to go and all of that. Just relax and enjoy life. And this is what Shadrach, this TV series, remind me of, because like I said at the very beginning of this this show opens up with them in that fast pace. They're in Atlanta, you know, mom and dad here, good jobs, kids in school, in the whole, y'all know the whole routine here. And then their dad lost his job and they had to come back on home to this farm, this small town here. And it was a bit of a disappointment. And it was very, very humbling to the parents, Rose and James here, especially Rose, because this is her side of the family that they're coming back home to. And I'm sure she fought her way out of that small town. There are certain people who grew up in small towns or they feel like it's just too small for them. They see themselves past that. They see bigger things for themselves and they so ready to get up out of there and leave the past in the past. And that was Rose here. So to come back home and have to start all over again and get a job and face the people that you left behind, it was a lot for them and it was humbling. And they went through a lot, this family here. But at the end of the day, I love that they not only were humble, but they also were reminded of their faith and had to rely more on God and having to be almost forced, but encouraged. I'm gonna say encouraged because I don't want to say forced, but they were encouraged to pray more, to seek the Lord, and to train their children in the way that they should go. All of these different things that God has told us to do, and sometimes we forget and have to be reminded of that. And sometimes He allows circumstances and different things to happen just to remind you, okay, you're getting a little ahead of yourself, all right? You're getting a little ahead of yourself. And sometimes we have to be reminded of these things. And this family, the Wilson family here, they have been, even with the children in their world, going to school and different things. And I love that because it's just nature and the things that God has created for our enjoyment. That is all that this family has for entertainment. That's all that this family really has to kind of keep them active in different things like that, because they're not here on Facebook. We don't see them here on Facebook, Instagram, social media, and all of this different stuff. They are in a quiet town. And even though the kids have cell phones for different emergencies, they're not there in that world like that. And they use the internet for, like, the little boy here, he used it for research and to grow in different things. But they're not caught up in stuff that makes life so fast paced, that kind of disconnect you from people, which is very unfortunate. You got so many people so used to being behind a screen that they can't even communicate. They don't even know how to communicate anymore with other people. And you lose that along the way, unfortunately. But I love with this show here, we get a taste of that. Yes, they still kind of in our time because they do have access to the internet, but it reminds me of like the time I grew up in, that 90s era where it wasn't all of that going on. Kids didn't have cell phones like that. You weren't going to if you're going to concerts and different things, and all you see is people holding up their cell phone, and you're just missing out on, you're not even in the moment no more because you're so wrapped up in social media and trying to look like something and all of that. But we don't do that here, okay? I'm here to help y'all slow it down, all right? That's why y'all won't see all the glitz and glamour on top of that. Ain't really my thing anyway. But yeah, I'm just here like we just chatting, chilling, because we need to get back to this, y'all. We really need to get back to engaging with one another, communing with one another, and different things. And people wonder why you can't hear from God, or you feel like you can't hear from Him, and different things, because a lot of this generation don't know how to slow down. We don't know how to just be still and allow someone to talk, and you listen, all right? And then you get in and you talk, and that's how it goes. Somebody talk, somebody be quiet, somebody talk and they be quiet. Not a monologue, and you just going. And next thing you know, you ain't even hear what the other person had to say. So I love this here. I know I'm saying a lot, but this is how we doing. This is how these reviews go on. Y'all, for all y'all out there who new to the channel, okay, this is how it goes. I want y'all to feel like, yeah, we one-on-one here. We chatting, and that's how it is, okay? But yeah, in this episode, I have to say, it was very, like I said, sad in a way, because I know this is the end of the season and we hope we get a second season, but who knows? That's in God's hands. I just hope y'all support, keep it in your prayers. But here, it almost like it kind of ended in the way that it began. Because, like I said, at the beginning of the season, they had to go back home because the hubby here lost his job. And they had to start all over in the country. And Anna, the kids weren't happy about it. As well as I know even the adults wasn't either, but sometimes you just have to do what you got to do. Life throws you some things and you just got to go with the flow. And so here, they all, by the time they get to season, well, we get to episode 6, everybody is in their routine. They're accustomed to this slow-paced life. They're loving it. They get to hang out with grandma, grandpa, and all of that. And they having good times. They pray. They go to church. The kids go to school. It is just wonderful. Anna has her horse, Shadrach, and Shadrach has been such a blessing to the Wilson family because he is not your average horse. He's since dangerous. He done saved lives so many different times throughout the season. And he's very in tune with everything that is going on with human beings, with life, with God here. And I just love that. I love when shows use animals to help us bridge that connection between us and the Lord and remind us that God does use anything and he can use anyone, and yes, he still can use animals. So for those of you who got pets out there, pay attention, look at them, see, you never know what the Lord may be saying and doing through your pet, right? So I just love that here, especially for us out here like myself who never had a horse, don't really know what that lifestyle is like as far as from experience. So I love that this show does walk us through that and give us like this mini course on how to take care of horses with brushing them, tending to them, and giving us different like information. Like especially Anna here, she does that. She's so in tune with Shadrach. She knows if he's scared, if he's not in the best of mood. She knows what triggers him, what can put him in that fearful state. She knows that he understands human beings and he understands her. And I love in this episode, she even said, and I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, maybe this may not come to a surprise. There's a lot of y'all out there who may know about horses and different things. But Anna said they feel what we feel. And I thought that was so sweet and everything. And it just reminded me of how wonderful God is, that even though we may not be able to see the physical presence of him in a sense, as far as like how he may look and all of that right before us at this present moment in time, but he has so many different things in place, like animals and nature and different things that remind us that he's here, how real he is. And I just love that. And it was just, okay, I just get so emotional here with this because it's so heartwarming, this whole show. And so here we get to see even that growth with even more so that connection is strengthening with Anna and Shadrach, and I love that. And in this episode, they have this neighbor, y'all. He seems kind of raggedy as far as his attitude is concerned. It's like he has a chip on his shoulder. He seems very mean-spirited and different things because grandma and grandpa have like this water issue. Their water is off at the home and they find out something is wrong with the pipes and it's kind of connected to the neighbors. And so they have to go through all of this process and wonder how much it's going to cost them. And the neighbor is like, he basically ain't paying for nothing. They didn't handle it on their own. He got a well and he get his own water from, and he just acting kind of stink, right? And so grandma and grandpa have to go stay with the kids and Rose and her husband James here. And they're happy, of course. They're a close-knit family. And they only plan on being there for a few days as they try to work out this whole water issue and all of that. And so the neighbor, y'all, let me tell you, it just remind you sometimes you can be in a mood, right? And take out your little issues and stuff on other people, but you got to be careful about that because you don't know, especially if them people are from the household of faith. God, he gonna vindicate his people. He gonna execute justice for his people. So you got to be careful how you treat people sometimes. And grandma and grandpa were like, okay, they were still nice to their neighbor. and was like, okay. They even try to work it out with him and say, look, we're in this together, let's figure it out. But the neighbor was so bent on like, nah, he ain't paying nothing and all of that. So they go and stay, and they're in prayer, praying to God about praying for the man, their neighbor, praying for the whole water situation, that God can get their water back flowing right and it won't cost them a whole bunch. And so the neighbor ends up, y'all, climbing up some ladder and all of that and trying to get him some water or whatever. No, trying to get something up there. Y'all don't know what he was trying to get. And fail, y'all. Fail to hurt himself in the barn and was acting all stinking stuff and ran the Wilson family away. And the Wilson family was like, no, we're going to stay away from him. Obviously, he acted kind of funky. So they need to let him be, especially he don't want them on their property and all of that. And so he falls. And it's like, who are you going to call? He lived by himself. The Wilson family, they doing their thing. They don't know what's going on with him. And so Shadrach, the horse, that connection, y'all, God let Shadrach know he need to get on over there. So the whole time, like for a day, I think, Shadrach, the horse, is acting very strange. And Anna noticing it, like, what is going on? Even when she called his name, he's not coming to her. He trying to go to the neighbor house. She's stopping him. And then she just like, you know what? She get up one morning. I don't want this disconnect from Shadrach. She feels like something is wrong here. I know my horse. They're like best friends. They had that connection. Them and the Lord, right? And she's like, she's just going to let Shadrach lead and just remind me, let the Lord lead. That's what we need to do sometimes. Not sometimes, but all the time. Stop thinking we know everything, okay? Let God lead you, all right? Let him order your steps and direct your paths. And that's what it reminded me of when Anna was like that, when she got on her horse. She allowed Shadrach to lead her, and Shadrach led her to their neighbor's house, and then Anna finds him pretty much knocked out, unconscious or whatever, and then, you know, they call the ambulance, get some kind of help and all of that going on. But yeah, then we end up seeing that, yeah, the neighbor, they got to him in time. So he okay, y'all. He okay, relax, he all right. And so they got to him in time. He goes to the hospital, all that kind of good stuff. You can tell that God just really touched his heart, because he know within himself how mean he was to the Wilson family, grandma and grandpa here, even the kids here. And so I know that touched his heart, and God moved on his heart to pay the entire water bill. So grandma and grandpa didn't have to worry about the water. They had the water and stuff turned back on. And also the very thing that the neighbor been running away from, which is church. And the Wilson family realized through some research or whatever, Michael did some research and found out that their neighbor actually a few years ago lost his own wife and daughter in a car accident. So then that explained why he seemed mean-spirited, why it seemed like he had a chip on his shoulder. And then when we find that out, it reminded me, like, sometimes we gotta take into consideration that we don't know everybody's story, that there may be a reason why people are the way that they are, when they be seeming mean and all of that, and you just like, oh, what's wrong with you? And not looking at them like that, and go to the Lord in prayer. And that's what the Wilson family did here when they found out that information about him. They went to the Lord in prayer, just asked God to heal his heart, because nobody can imagine going through something like that, experiencing that kind of loss. I mean, that would affect anybody. And so we got to see, as the episode closed down, that the neighbor ended up coming to church when he got out of the hospital, and Anna actually invited him to sit with the whole Wilson family, and you could tell the look on his face. His eyes were watery. He felt so accepted and loved at the church. Even the pastor here welcomed him, regardless of how he treated them in the past. And it was just amazing how that episode, at least that part, wrapped up. But lo and behold, the Wilson family in this whole crunch thing again, because now, after all of this time, Dad here finally got a job offer back in Atlanta that pays really well, that's going to get them back on their feet, getting them back in a place almost even better than what they were before. And he's excited about it. He's been talking to his wife, Rose, about it. And they seemed like they were more on going back, and the kids are very, especially Anna in particular, very upset. She doesn't want to be stripped away from this life that she's like, finally she really knows what life truly is and what she really wants. Now she's been away from the city as long as she has, and having this connection with the Lord, and Shadrach here, the horse, and going to church and going to school and being there with grandma and grandpa and learning different things that you kind of lose when you're living in a big city. and you're in this fast pace and you're on the move all the time. She's loving this slow pace. She's loving this time that their family getting together. They're having movie nights. They're really communing with each other, really fellowshipping with each other, and she doesn't want to lose that. And even grandma and grandpa are like, they usually are the ones like, okay, whatever decision you choose to make, and the Lord, they're for you. But grandma here is like, she does not want to lose this. She wants to be happy for them, but she don't want to lose her family. Nobody wants to lose each other here. And so it left off where it left us hanging in the balance, y'all. We don't really know what James is gonna decide to do. Is he gonna take the job or not? So I was just like, nah, y'all gonna do me like that. I want to know what happened, what y'all gonna do. But for me, I'm thinking I would really like them to just stay here in this country town and be a family and stuff. I really don't want them to go back. I feel Anna here with Shadrach. It's so many different things that you learn when when life slows down for you, and enjoying that family life and the Lord and all of that good stuff that this family has learned. Being away from the city as long as it has, God has really been with them, and I just don't want them to lose that. Not to say that they will if they go back to the city. They're perfectly capable. It's possible. It ain't like God ain't in the city. He in the city. We know he in the city, ain't he? But still, I just feel like if you had your choice, I don't know, for me, I personally would want to just stay there in the country. Stay there, you know. Before I leave y'all for this evening, let's go ahead and get into the scripture, y'all. And then we go close on out here. But we're coming out of Matthew chapter 22, verse 37 through 39. And it reads, Jesus said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. And the Wilson family showed us here all of that in this episode. It was just so beautiful, like I said, such a sweet, wonderful family-oriented show. So I want to encourage you all out there to watch it. If you haven't already done so, watch it again and again and again, and just spend time with your family and with Jesus. Enjoy life. All right, it is worth living because you're here. Obviously, God got something special for you because you are here, right? So that's all I have for y'all for this video. Until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.